Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I'll be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of February 2021. If this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. For those of you who are long time partners of mine, you notice that I have a new background, and I'm still figuring out the lighting, so I apologize if something looks off. But I really do like it. You know, I'm trying some new things this year, so you can let me know your thoughts. But of course, I know the important thing is to be able to see the cards, so that's always gonna be, you know, a priority. For the readings this month, since we are talking about the cards, I'll be using my original tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite tarot, and then I will close out your reading, Virgo, with a magical message of the fairies, or from the fairies oracle card. So I think that's it. Let's go ahead, Virgo, and get started. I'm feeling like there's a lot of grounding and a lot of paying attention, like being very particular about details. I don't know why, but that's coming through, and you can see I've got kind of a sloppy shuffle here, but we're gonna go with it. All right, so what do we need to know for the sign of Virgo as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of February 2021. Now, you saw the cards were coming out quite easily. I want to make sure we've got everything in frame here. But it looks like February is going to be a really good month for you, Virgo. Looks like things are starting off strong. You've got a brand new business opportunity, a new opportunity to make money, a new opportunity to start an enterprise that could be very profitable. I see that here with this Ace of Pentacles. And it was interesting because as I was shuffling, this card was peeking out. So I'm not surprised that it also came out as the first card. I'm really feeling, like I said, enterprise, entrepreneurship, like a solo business. A lot of you Virgos are going to be, you're going to be doing a lot of independent work here. And I can see that. And the thing is because you are very independent, you are very practical, you're very focused. It's going to cause some, I guess, communication issues. It's going to cause some people to be upset. Okay. But let's go ahead and start at the beginning. We're going to work our way through as we move into the first week of February. Like I said, new business opportunity, new entrepreneur endeavors. Like I said, enterprise is really coming through really strong. The thing is you're going to be making moves in February, Virgo, and people are not necessarily going to understand. And some people are actually going to really push back. They don't want you to do this, or they don't understand what you're doing, so they think there's something wrong with what you're doing. And you're going to be in the position where you're going to have to walk away. You're going to have to kind of distance yourself from people and certain relationships until you can kind of get yourself settled, because you are working hard. You're really laying the foundation. You're laying the groundwork. You're building things up, and you don't need any negative input. You don't need any you don't it's like you just don't need the distraction of somebody's negative Nancy, and it's interesting because people aren't going to understand, but yet they do recognize that there's something special in what you're doing. They do see the potential. They do see the opportunity. They just don't understand, and because they don't understand, they see that as something confusing, something that could be detrimental to you. But again, you're just going to have to kind of step aside and run with it. Now, we also have the Eight of Swords here in reverse. This is a very nice card to see in the reverse because it talks about letting go of self-limiting beliefs. It also talks about breaking free of some self-imposed boundaries that were holding you back and keeping you stuck. Also, you are moving past the word smothered, and suffocation comes to mind. I know sometimes, me being a Virgo, sometimes, excuse me, people will kind of unload a lot of stuff on us because we are just so stable and grounded. And a lot of people are attracted to that because not many people are that way. So when they recognize that in someone else, they see that as a safe place to unload, to kind of, just kind of pour out emotions and energy. And it can be kind of heavy for us Virgos. And the thing is I see this card as boundaries being established. In other words, you kind of establishing what you're going to be around for and what you are available for and what you are not. This is a beautiful card. I think it's a very empowering card, and I think it's going to serve you well throughout the month of February. Again, we have communication here. We've got the two cards of communication here. Communication being a little bit disruptive. Like I said, people not understanding what you're trying to do, especially because they don't understand. Also, sometimes you have to spend money to make money, and other people, sometimes they get worried about that. Like let's say you spend, a few hundred or a few $1,000s on a brand new website. Well, someone who has no idea of what it costs to run a business is going to say, oh my gosh, that's terrible. That sounds like a scam. Please don't do that. And it's, they mean well, but at the same time, do not take their comments and their suggestions as anything more than that, right? As a Virgo, you know what you need to do and you know how to get things done. Finally, we got the Lovers card. Now, this is interesting because I think this Lovers card means that there's going to be some partnerships involved. There's going to be more than one way to make money. The other thing about the Lovers card is that you're really going to dive in head first with a passion project. And because you love it so much, that's going to be the thing that really propels you forward and makes you unique and makes you stand out. It also attracts customers and clients to you. So this passion, this energetic love, this overflow of positive emotions is really going to propel you far in this endeavor, okay? Like I said, this could be a partnership, a match made in heaven, but I also see this as a passion project. This is something that your whole heart is invested in, and it's really going to be something magnificent just because you have so much emotion put into this, and it's something that just kind of flows from you very easily. All right, Virgo, let's continue on and see what else is showing up for you as we move through the month of February. I'm really feeling this. It's like I feel excited. It's like I feel really positive. It's like we're moving in the right direction. All right, so what else do we need to know for the sign of Virgo as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of February 2021? All right, this is nice. Get ready. Okay, Virgo. Like I said, no hesitation, no holding back. You're moving forward with this new business, this new opportunity, this new journey of being either an independent business owner, or you're going to be independent in some way. Even if you're an employee, even if you're not, working and you're not employed, you're still going to have some independence here. And that's what I'm seeing very clearly. We have the Seven of Pentacles here. The Seven of Pentacles talks about work coming in, you're staying busy, but at the same time, you're still keeping your eye open for other opportunities. You're not limiting yourself to just one thing. You always have your eye open, your ears open, you've got your feelers out, nothing to take away from what you're currently doing. But again, you're always looking for multiple streams of income. You're always looking for more resources. You're always looking for more ideas, more people, more customers, more ways to market, more ways to sell the things that you're selling. Whatever it is, you've got multiple things going on. You've got several irons in the fire, so to speak. Now, we also have the Fool card in the reverse. This is another good card, I believe, to see in the reverse at this time, because it means that you're not jumping into something blind and you're not being too airy-fairy about anything. You're not being naive about what it is you have to do. And that's the thing about us Virgos, is we are very, very grounded, like I said, and very, very practical. All right, so you've got, the right frame of mind as you move into this new adventure, as you move into these new opportunities that are going to be very profitable. And, the thing is sometimes, though, we have to make sure that we're not being too cautious and that we're not being too, guarded would be the word. Be very, very relaxed in your approach and in your research and in your relationships. But at the same time, don't be too hardwired about anything, because you still want to have that relaxed energy that will definitely help support you in what you're trying to do, and also in the people that you want to connect with. Next, we have the King of Swords here. Now, the King of Swords, sometimes he is a very, the word vicious is coming to mind. Sometimes he's got a very vicious, aggressive nature. And I can say this because I am a Virgo and I understand this, where sometimes we just don't have time to waste with nonsense. And sometimes we cannot support others until we have fully supported ourselves. And sometimes people will ask you for things and they'll say, oh, can you donate to this, or can you help me out with that? And it's not that you don't want to help, but at the same time, you're not going to give at the expense of leaving yourself, with the short end of the stick. It's like you're not going to give someone your last dollar when you yourself have not eaten. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's not always about being self-sacrificing. It's not always about putting others before us, because Virgos, like I said, are very much well thought out planning, preparation, all of those things. And we're not going to ever leave ourselves without the things we need just so we can give someone else what they need. And not everybody thinks from that same mindset. Not everybody sees it from that same lens. And sometimes you're going to get a little bit of static, you're going to get a little bit of pushback from that, but like I said, I'm a Virgo, and I can't help you unless I make sure I am taken care of as well. So we've got the Nine of Cups here. One of the most positive cards in the deck. This is the wish card, which means whatever it is that you're hoping for, you're going to start seeing it roughly in this second week of February. So get ready. This is a very exciting card because I know even in my own life, there are things that I am working towards, and I'm already starting to see signs of it coming to fruition. And I'm very, very excited and very I'm anticipating for things to happen. And I feel like that's going to be the energy that you're going to be experiencing too. Once we move into the second week of February, Virgo, anticipate some really good things coming your way, because I can clearly see that they are. Now, we also have the Death card here. The Death card talks about slow, progressive changes when he shows up in the reverse. It means change is coming, life-transforming change, changes to every aspect of your life. And the thing is that this doesn't happen just out of the blue. It doesn't happen in a very monumental way, but it's just a very subtle shift, but it's a shift nonetheless. So get ready, because things are really going to start changing, and they're going to change in a big way, but it will be very, very slow. Doesn't mean it's like slow in the sense that it's minor. We're just talking about the timing. meaning things will happen gradually. Things will happen very subtly, okay? Finally, Virgo, we've got the Ten of Wands here. Be careful that you don't overwork yourself and stress yourself out. This is the card of burnout. The other thing about this card too is sometimes we will take on too much. We take on other people's nonsense. We take on other people's energy. And I know, Virgos, that is something that we have to really pay attention to, because we can get caught up in the everyday nonsense of what's going on in the world, what's going on with our best friend's marriage, what's going on in whatever, you know. Sometimes we just have to really distance ourselves. Otherwise, we will take on, you know, too much stuff. And energetically, we are just not equipped for that. And so in order to really keep yourself in the right frame of mind, especially when it comes to finances, you're going to have to pay attention to what it is that you're saying yes to. It's okay to say no, okay? All right, Virgo, let's see what else is showing up for you. So far, the first half of February is dynamic. All right, so what else do we need to know for the sign of Virgo as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of February 2021. Now this card, I'm not sure. I mean, you saw it came out of the deck this way, but then it landed sideways, so I'm gonna say it was right side up, just because intuitively that's what it feels like it's supposed to be. All right, so let's start with the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords, this is you showing up and showing out, Virgo. This is you really being proactive and really stepping outside of your comfort zone. Once we hit the second half of February, that's going to pay off very well for you. I can tell you that because right next to it is the Eight of Pentacles. You showing up, you being seen, you putting yourself out there is going to correlate to you being busier at work. You're going to have more people seeing you, so they're going to want to buy from you, or they're going to want to hire you, or they're going to want to order from you or become one of your clients. Whatever the case may be, just know that you have people paying attention to you, right? And so when you show up in a very big way, that really is the trigger for you to start attracting more money, start attracting more clients and customers, okay? So get ready for that. Next, we have Temperance. This is the card of balance. This is also the card sometimes of commitment. And when I say commitment, it means that you are 100% into whatever it is that you're doing, especially when it comes to money. You know, you don't half-ass anything. You know, you're either all in or you're all out. Now, this is very, very good, but at the same time, it takes a lot to be wholly committed to something. So you have to make sure you balance that with everything else. You know, don't commit to something 100% if it's going to throw off, you know, something else that is equally important to you. And usually that's, you know, the work-family balance, or sometimes that's, you know, the money, you know, saving and investing. Make sure that you are able to be equally committed to the degree that you decide beforehand. And I'm not saying like equal amounts or equally invested, but let's say you want to give 80% to savings and then 20% to your day-to-day expenses. Whatever the case may be, make sure you're totally committed to whatever it is that you decide beforehand. We have a repeater here, the King of Swords. Now remember, we saw him here. I have a feeling this is probably that same energy carrying over to the following week. You know, sometimes we have to say no to some things. Sometimes people don't understand. But again, I feel like whatever it is that was, you know, kind of popping up here, you're going to still kind of feel some of that residual energy as we move into the third week of February. Now, we also have the Six of Swords here, and this is the card of travel or making plans to take a trip. I feel like a lot of us Virgos, because we are so much we're tapped into the experience of what's going on around us. And because so many of us have been, on lockdown because of the pandemic, I have a feeling that a lot of us Virgos are going to start planning trips. Why? Because it's just in our nature to, excuse me, it's just in our nature to explore. And I have a feeling like that's what this is all about here. This energy is about finally getting back, to what really brings us joy, which is, travel, seeing things, making plans to go see family, friends, do something different, change up our surroundings. I really feel like you're either going to be planning a trip at this time or you will be taking a trip roughly in the second half of February, Virgo. Finally, we have the Four of Cups here. The Four of Cups talks about opportunities showing up for you. However, not all of them are going to be a fit. Remember, you don't have to say yes to everything that shows up. Just because somebody asks you a question doesn't mean you have to give them an answer. So, feel comfortable either saying no or politely declining something. Also, just because someone says, hey, you can make a lot of money doing this, maybe that's true for them, doesn't necessarily mean it'll be true for you. So just use a lot of discernment when things start showing up or when people start asking you things or inviting you to something. Just pay attention to how it feels for you before you make a final decision. All right, Virgo. What else do we need to know for the sign of Virgo as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of February 2021? All right, Virgo, as we close out the month of February, it's still all good. However, again, I do see, looks like some of the communication stuff shows up again at the end of the month here. But it's okay. It's nothing we can't handle, Virgo. It's nothing that we are not prepared for. But let's go ahead and start with the Six of Wands. Again, this is you showing up, being seen, stepping out, connecting, networking, making, those introductions, kind of, reacquainting yourself with your community, all of those things. Like I said, you being seen and you showing up and you putting yourself out there is going to pay off. It's going to pay off for you big, Virgo. Virgo, February should be the month that you really kind of step out, okay? Because energetically, it seems like this is your perfect timing. This is your perfect, it just seems like this is like the right time for you to really be seen, and the right people are noticing you because you are having the courage and the confidence to step out, okay? That's what the Six of Wands is all about, and because it fell on this reverse Four of Swords, again, it's almost the same card, just giving us the same message in a different way. We also have the Three of Cups. This is a celebration. Again, I'm not surprised by you showing up and you stepping out. You're going to be celebrating something. You're going to get more clients, more customers, more sales, maybe even a raise. I mean, who knows? Sometimes it's just a matter of you being in the right place at the right time. They say 80% of success is just showing up, and I feel like that needs to be your theme throughout this month, Virgo. Next, we also have Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups in the reverse, I mean, it talks about, could be a new relationship, like not anything work related, but something personal. The other thing is that sometimes this means that something is happening, but then something gets in the way and it doesn't happen. Or it happens in a way that, really falls short of our expectations. And so I'm kind of leaning that it's more towards that. However, for some of you, this could be a relationship. In other words, you make a really good connection with somebody, professional or personal. You think, oh, wow, this is a great person. We've got a lot in common, whatever. And then something happens and it really just kind of fizzles out, Not necessarily romantic, but that could be. But something just doesn't fully, fully come to pass with this here. So, don't take it personal. It happens to all of us. But I do sense that there's going to be a little bit of a disappointment associated with that because it is the Cups. But never fear. You've got good news coming as it relates to your money. You're going to get a positive money message here, probably towards the end of the month of February. You're getting some really good news as it relates to your money because we've got the Page of Pentacles here. Now, the Page of Pentacles, all the pages usually refer to announcements and messages, emails, conversations, whatever, but you're just going to get some really good news here. So that's exciting. It's definitely going to be something that's going to help you financially. I can see that. We already talked about this card here where this is another repeater. We saw him here. This Five of Swords is, again, it's communication, people not understanding what you're trying to do. It's okay. Everybody can have an opinion. Doesn't mean that you have to necessarily take it, for anything. But again, some people are not going to understand what you're doing, and you're just going to have to kind of move past that. Next, we have the Hierophant here. Now the Hierophant means kind of working within the structure of the system. And sometimes it has a religious or spiritual basis to it, but not always. And because we are talking about the context of money, finances, investing, business, this is showing up to me as you working within the system, and you're taking fully advantage of the structure that you are placed in. So let's say you are trying to maybe get a business loan, and there's certain parameters, there's a certain program, you have to have so many qualifications, and you totally fit, however, you fit how the program is structured, and so you really kind of, the word blossom is coming to mind, but you really kind of thrive with that, okay? It's almost like this is the perfect program. This is the perfect setup for you. Now, that's just one example. It could be anything. It could be the structure of your employer and the corporation that you work for. It could be the structure of how you set up your business. But whatever the case is, the system that is in place definitely allows you to use that to your advantage in some way. Okay, so don't feel like things are stacked against you. As a matter of fact, it's going to be quite the opposite here. It's going to be like, wow, this is like the perfect program. Let me apply for the loan. Or this is the perfect, plan here. Let me go ahead and take advantage of all the perks or all of the things that they're offering. Okay, but whatever it is, something is set up and it's going to work out for you perfectly. It's going to be a perfect fit. Finally, we have the Four of Pentacles as we get to the end of February, Virgo. Make sure you pay attention to your bills. This is something where it says we have to pay attention to our budget. We really need to make sure that we are funding everything that matters to us, whether that be retirement, insurance, investments, our kids' college, our kids' life insurance, emergency funds, whatever the case may be. Whatever you set up for yourself, make sure you are making the contributions. Make sure you are following the budget, okay? Because that's going to be very important probably as we move into the following month of March, because this is like the very last card. So I'm feeling like this is something that's going to matter even more so as we move into the new month. So overall, Virgo, you've got like I said, a dynamic month here. This really is your month to kind of thrive, to really stand out, to set yourself apart, to be seen, to take advantage of opportunities, and really just be diligent in the things that you're trying to do, and just know that energy and timing are on your side. All right, Virgo, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a magical message from the fairies. Okay, we got two cards. The first one is practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. Nice. And next we have everything's okay. Don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. I could not have said it any better, and this is a gorgeous card. Everything is working out in a beautifully fantastic way for you, Virgo. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, drop them down below. And I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.